Oh. Good evening. Oh man. Oh, been a crazy few days. It's gonna get even crazier soon. Broadhead, Midwestern. How we doing, guys? Kind of early for me. Been a little bit too. Been a minute. Quentin, how we doing, buddy? AKW's in here. Oh, Ty, hunting and stuff. Good evening, bud. It's been a fun few days, but busy. Very busy. Kenneth, what's up? Steve, good evening. NCMO, how we doing? Oh, nice, Broadhead. Starts Saturday. Awesome. AKW, do you have to draw for them? Yeah, Myron, it's been a little bit, man. We've been crazy. Uh Actually, this starting last Saturday, me and my boy have been muzzleloader hunting pretty much every night. So tonight was our first night we didn't because it was my daughter's birthday. So and then we're gonna be muzzleloader hunting almost the rest of the week through Sunday. So it's been crazy trying to do that, get ready for the Bloomfield trapping event down there for the kids area. So much stuff going on. Seasons right around the corner. I mean, we are literally days away from pre-staking. It's just crazy. Just absolutely crazy. Hitch by Hitch, how we doing? Thanks, Anthony. Thanks for sharing that out. Just got home, had to haul deer up for buddy. He got me. Midwest, nice. Don, how we doing, sir? Yeah, Broadhead. We've got three so far. Me and him between us, we got 8 tags, and we've killed three. So he hit one yesterday that I couldn't find today. I went back and looked this morning and or late morning and couldn't find it, unfortunately. So we've got three. Pretty much meat hunting. Everyone wants to wait for that big buck, and my boy, I told him like, if you want to wait out for a big buck, that's perfectly fine. But if it's the end of shooting light and you have a big doe in front of you, you shoot her because we're meat hunters. That's what we do. So I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it. Having a lot of fun. I've never shot at a deer naturally feeding with a firearm ever. So, oh, Chris, I'm swamped. Um, I just got off the phone with Jeff working on the Bloomfield event. Looks like I'm going to have a booth there on Saturday just for youth. For those that don't make it to the demo, at least I can talk to them about trapping and such, and have all the traps there and all the furs laid out of what Iowa offers. And uh, gonna be fun. Missing pre-staking for it, so I'm gonna have to really hammer out pre-staking. I'm still scouting. Tomorrow's another big scout day. Uh, Late afternoon, whenever I get off work, we're gonna be hitting hard, pretty hard. And then also go hunting tomorrow night. So, oh, looking for a bear. That's awesome. Dan, how we doing, sir? That's awesome. I wish you luck, AKW. You're gonna have to really work for that one. Really push yourself. Hey, Mark. Looking forward to having you here. Mark, I think we decided Tuesday, wasn't it? Tuesday of opening day, opening week. Mark Larson will be riding with me, so gonna put him to work. Broadhead, he's 16. My Chris, I always need a helper. Tell you what, it wasn't until my buddy Justin rode with me here about 3 years ago. That was the first trapping friend that's ever rode with me, and having him just be able to check or bait something without me get out at every stop made me realize, like, man, this is amazing. Like, I can actually not get out at some spots. Logan, how we doing? Ruger just watched your otter video, Mark. Midwestern, we talked about. I think he's gonna get here the night before. That way, when we're done in the evening, about 5 or 6, he can drive home and be home at a decent time. Uh, Versus trying to be here by 6 in the morning if he left that night. So Joshua, pretty good, buddy. We've got 3 so far. We've killed 3. Um, 2 nice big does and uh, what I thought was a decent doe, but was a little itty bitty spike. So uh, I'm happy with it. We're putting meat on the table. Got 108 pounds of meat and 3 deer. We fully process everything ourselves. I know you guys won't see it on here very well, but I actually just got done processing all of the loins, the steaks, all the roasts off of those 3 deer. Plus, we got about 45 or 50 pounds that'll be made into burger and jerky. So we definitely, when it comes to deer, we don't waste much. We're we're doing it pretty good. But we go through a lot of deer, guys. I mean, we'll eat deer 3 times a week if it's available. Broadhead, me? I'm 35. I thought you were talking about how old my boy was. That boy, KW. Good luck, buddy. I hope you get that bobcat, man. I really want to see that. Yeah, Ruger. I will probably be in Bloomfield by 6 o'clock in the morning, uh, and I'm gonna be there all day. Uh, which I just realized yesterday that I'll be there all day, so I won't be hunting Saturday night with my boys. So I'll just leave it Sunday, but I'll be there all day. I'm gonna actually set up a table, what I think is part of the backwaters table. I'm gonna have a youth table over there. For those that missed the demos, I'll have all the furs lined up, different traps. They can come talk to me. Not really kids event, but I can introduce them to trapping if they can't make the demo. So we will be there early, early. Thanks, Midwestern. I'm happy, buddy. Mark, I'll bet you can blow me out of the water. But one thing I've learned with the way I do things, this is a marathon. I have done it before, abused both my body and my vehicle trying to sprint, and all that does is wear me down and get me sick. And if I get sick, it's game over. So as much and as heavy as what I want to do here, I still have to move at a brisk pace, but not kill myself doing it because we're doing this for a long time. I hope you do, Rigger. I'm looking forward to it. I'll know you're there when I hear trying to go through a doorway until you have to turn your head sideways. Oh wow, NCMO, that's tough, buddy. Yeah, I get it, broadhead. I get it. Woody's in here. How we doing? Yeah, Midwestern depends what time he's done hanging out with a girlfriend. That kid's on fire. I mean, after talking to him today a little bit, he's wow. Hey, Helen, how are we doing? Dominion, what's up, buddy? Did you guys catch my short that I did when I was muzzleloader hunting with the raccoon running right to me? BJ, I wonder that also, but it's too dark to do what I want to do outside. All my trapping gear is outside right now. So, Woody caught 3 beaver on Dan's lure. That's awesome. Ruger, if you heard what BJ said about you, you'd realize he's not your buddy. Yeah, I got your Snapchat, Ellen, with that because I sent the Snapchat out too. Uh, but no, I literally had that raccoon. He was within arm's reach. If I'd have he was only a row and a half out when he came that close. So, oh no, bro, dude, no, no, no. And that's the thing too. Like everyone's like, "Oh man, how do you not, want to kill it?" I'm like, guys, I love watching that stuff. I mean, I'll be the first person to watch a family of raccoons in the spring. Mama with little ones wandering down the creek. I love that stuff. It's life. Yeah. As much as I harvest and take from this world. I love seeing life too. It's just so cool. I love deer hunting, but I also love seeing that newborn fawn in the spring running around chasing like butterflies. It's just cool. It's so cool. Ruger, I bet you do. Jeff, I get it. I get it. Ruger, I got a good wingspan. NCMO, don't worry about it. It's nothing fancy, but off the hook. How we doing, buddy? Welcome in here. Midwestern, I'm right at 6. 6 flat, 250. So not exactly as small as I used to be. Why, BJ? Where do you have to go? Michael, what's up? Wow. Scab just texted me. He got his lifetime award. That's awesome, buddy. BJ's going to bed. It's 9:15. What time you want me there? 6:30 to go hunting in the morning? I'm just kidding, BJ. I will see you tomorrow night, buddy. But tomorrow morning, yeah, I'll be at work, unfortunately, at least for a little while, and then scouting, and then hunting, uh, and then trying to figure out. I gotta get some information to people for the Bloomfield event. Come up with a banner for the kids. I still got to recruit some donations for it. It's just, man, it's good. I'm so glad I'm doing it. But whew. See, Ellen, I didn't even know they were told about it. Last I knew, this was going to be a hidden thing. BJ, you take care, buddy. Thanks for everything, man. Michael, you doing some pre-staking, are you? I did pretty good, Ellen. I was hiding that. I even kept my participation with Bloomfield out of it until Ruger let it slip. Or it might have been you that told me that they knew. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. Too nosy. I love it. I know I've got an adult demo at 9, a kids demo at 10:30, a kids demo at 1, and a kids demo at 3. Uh, I'd have to look, see even what order they're in now, because one's snares and body grips, the other one's footholds, and the other one's dog proofs, and any other question at all. So, yeah, it's gonna be a busy day for sure. Absolutely, broadhead. Yeah. Hope the boys do film the convention. Scab. I literally read your text out here. I literally am like, oh, Scab's texting me. That's convenient. All right, Midwestern. I appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, we're meat hunting. We got 5 more tags to fill. Hopefully, we're getting knocked out these last few days of season, and it's been fun though. I mean, my boy's old enough and good enough; he can hunt by himself. So we're normally 400 yards apart, but it's a 30-minute drive to where we're hunting, and we get some quality time and shoot the bull, and just me and him, and we don't get to do that very often. So it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Ruger. Hey, that's no joke. I'm trying to think what football team it was. They had an eighth grader that was 6'4". I want to say 275. An eighth grader here in Iowa. Like, I want to see that football picture. It's like, woof. Like, what do you do? Give him the ball and run. Jeff, I'm huge with pre-staking. I've never missed pre-staking since I started doing it. But this event to me, like I've said before, I'm kind of transitioning where I'm at with my trapping, and education is definitely taking priority. I feel that transition for me. And when I had the opportunity to kind of run this youth event in Bloomfield, I won't lie. At first, I told him, "Hey, man, that's pre-staking weekend. I can't do it." And about a week went by, and I thought, this needs to happen. They need to have one, and um, not tooting my horn, but I feel like I do pretty good at reaching out to youth, and I can talk to them in a way they can understand. And uh, I wanted to do it. I always wanted to do it, but I was like, you know what? It's time. I just need to jump on it and do it. So I'll miss opening day pre-staking, which is fine. Sunday and Monday though, we might be pre-staking literally 18 hours a day. I'll bring out my big light. I'll pre-stake all night long. My wife and daughter are my in-laws, and it's just go time. We'll see what happens. Yeah, Jeff, it'll be a good time, but I completely understand either way, buddy. I get how that works, broadhead. You take care, buddy. That school is going to be more important than this live ever will. So keep your head in the game, buddy. Yeah, Quentin. It's not, buddy. It's not. Scab, you're probably right. I feel myself really transitioning to that mark. I don't know. I just, especially with this ITA channel that we started, uh, and the few youth events that I've done already this year, I don't know. I feel like that's the bigger picture. So thanks, Dad. Oh, wow, Jeff, 40th year, man. I get it. I get it. I don't blame you one bit. Pre-staking, that's huge. It reminds me a lot of when we used to have a shotgun hunting group every morning, Saturday morning, we met at Hy-Vee for breakfast. And this was the only time, realistically, still the only time that I get to see my brother. He's in a different part of the state. I hardly ever see him, but shotgun season's about it. I got to see some of our family friends that lived in different parts of the state that came down, and it wasn't until that morning and for 2 days I got to see people that I cared a lot about that I didn't get to see. So sitting there at Hy-Vee breakfast was a huge thing for me, and that's probably the most I miss when we used to have a shotgun hunting group was the camaraderie of the good people. Butchering deer in the evenings. You might have 5 or 6 beers. Nobody got crazy, but we just had good time. Told stories of what happened throughout the year, and man, I missed it. See you, broadhead. Joshua pre-staking basically. You know, Starting Saturday at 8 o'clock in the morning, this coming Saturday, traps can be in the ground on private ground or on public ground. I'm sorry. Private ground, you can have traps there all year round. They just cannot be set. Well, with the new laws, a lot of them can be, but you cannot set the traps to opening day. But on public ground, you can have the traps pre-staked if you can trap there. Public ground is like road ditches, maybe public hunting stuff, not refuges and stuff like that. Hunting stuff, I don't even see it. So Ruger, I'm not sure what he's got going on Saturday. He was wanting to ride with me pre-staking, but he won't be able to do that. I don't think he'd be able to do it all day, Ruger. He couldn't do that all day. Maybe part of a day if he drove down, but no, I appreciate it, Ellen. Yeah, that's the big picture right now for sure. Jeff, if it rains every day next week, I haven't even looked at that. I should wait till next weekend to pre-stake then, because it's gonna be tough ground right now. Oh yeah, Quentin, you can trap public hunting. I would, in my opinion, refrain from doing a lot of it. Public hunting, that's where you're gonna have people taking pheasant, bird dogs. A lot of people, a lot of traffic in those types of areas. Uh, my opinion, Quentin, is focus on either private ground or if you were to do some of the road ditches. I think you'll have a lot less theft and issues, honestly, in the road ditches than you would private or public ground where everybody's trampling around. Oscar, how we doing, buddy? Honored to have you in here, man. Zach, I am, buddy. A lot of work to do yet. A lot of work to do. I'm probably farther behind this season than I am in the last 5 seasons. Just so much more stuff going on. Oh, NCMO, I don't blame you, buddy. You take care and be careful, bud. Yeah, scab. I could see that. I could see that. Hmm. Right, right. No, I'm pumped. I'm at. I got a little bit of scouting done today, not much. After I went to look for my boy's deer that we couldn't find. I think I'm pushing 550 locations right now. In the section that I'm on, I've probably got another 25. So this would be about 575. Last year, when I ended this, I was right at 500. And I've got more new ground coming up too that I got to get to. So I'm pretty excited. Yeah, Quentin. Yeah, yeah, absolutely, buddy. You can trap public hunting ground in Iowa. Uh, you know, I use that term public loosely because you've got state parks and national parks that are public, but obviously can't trap them. But yeah, um, there's plenty out there. Hey, thanks, Ruger. I like it. This is gonna be my good hat that I've already started to sweat in and ruin. So, Eric, how we doing? Yeah, I haven't done a live in a little while. I've just been busy, swamped, too swamped. AKW, that's awesome, man. I hope you do. I hope you take them. Mark, I gotta check out this video. I have not seen yours yet. I don't know why, but everybody's talking about it now. Dominion, I'm gonna guess it stands for Oscar Tango Romeo. Just throwing that out there. Mark, I gotta quit being one of those impulse buyers. Um, there's a buddy of mine that runs the Iowa Trapper Talk .com channel. If you guys ever want, outside of Facebook or YouTube, just an actual chat room with some of the old time trappers, Iowa Trappers Talk has some awesome, awesome knowledge. It's just a chat room type thing. Uh, but he found a deal on the Big Chief waders that are discontinued now. Uh, and they were like 70% off. So I don't need waders at all, but they're like $60 or something like that. And I bought out the last of them in my size. I think I got 2 pairs. And it's probably been a month now, but it's like I'll eventually need them. Yeah, hip boots. That's all I wear, Dan. I very rarely need them, but I don't want to change into them when I do need them. Scab, that's awesome. So you guys haven't seen any videos of me recently, but I do have a lot on the camera. I got to get edited uh, and thrown out there. But we are dry, and I mean dry, dry. I've never, trapping wise, seen it this dry. Uh, I don't know what's going to happen as far as like I've got all these creek locations mapped that I want to water trap in, but they're bone dry. But I can't plan on throwing dog proofs in them because all of a sudden we get 4 inches of rain. Maybe we're going to have a foot of water. So not sure where we're going to go with that yet. Uh, I just circled the number when I hit it and left it blank of what I'm setting because I don't know. Jeff, that is actually Adam Whitehead. He is a My wife knew him from school way back when. He's actually a country music singer. He's he's growing. He's definitely growing. He does it for a living. He's been in Nashville a lot. Uh, I'm trying to get with him, which is another thing on the back burner. I want to make a full song out of that and really promote trapping, like on a song wise. I think that would be so cool. But one of those things again that's just so far down the back burners of priority list. It's ridiculous. Hunting stuff, yeah, borax will work, to an extent. You gotta have them fleshed out, but if you do have anything that's starting to slip or anything, that'll help a lot. He probably did, Jeff. He probably did. Scab, as far as I know, just knew him, but she wouldn't tell me if it was anything else anyway. Shane, what's up, buddy? Oh, Joshua, that's crazy. You just need to get them all. Just need to get them all. The missus will understand. It's better to get forgiveness than permission. Not sure how long you've been married. That's good advice. Unless it's coming from me right now, then ignore it completely. Party boats. Eric hasn't even dug them out yet. Hey, I still got to prep mine, and they're getting put in the ground on Sunday, and I haven't even dyed them yet. Ellen, I'm sure your husband gets in just as much trouble as he can and still stay married to you. Because that's kind of what I do. Like I push that line until I get that. It's like, and we're done until she looks away, and I can do one more thing. Left-handed, how we doing? James, what's up, buddy? It's crazy how close it is. I am not ready for this at all, but we're gonna do it. Uh, I do believe I do have some interest in my coon market. Not great, but it's interest. And like I said, if I can find anything to justify going out and try to shoot for 1,000 in a week, I'm gonna do it. And I think I've got it worked out with the guy. It's a new guy though, so I'm kind of nervous because I've lost one of my markets altogether. It sounds like, um, which is frustrating. But if I can move the furs for decent money still and still capitalize on all my little stuff, we'll be all right. Oh, Dominion, yeah, there you go. All right, buddies, you take care, buddy. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, Jeff, that's kind of the big killer right now. Um, I was really banking on that, but that's kind of frustrating. That was kind of a good chunk of the income right there, but it's gone. So, and it sounds like it might be gone permanently, not just this year. But, if there's anything that I am good at in my life, it's adapting and overcoming situations. I'm always glass half full. We're gonna go out there, and as long as I've got a place to go with the furs and a few of the other markets I got, we're gonna go after them. So, Quentin, it's really not a good market for that around here. Uh, it just if around here that'd be more of a beaver market. Even I know a lot of guys they'll feed their hounds beaver meat, but no, it's just it's tough. So, Mark, you ready for this? I would say we can sit in here and do a live together, but chances are I'm going to be so dead tired already by day 3 and working in the shop. Maybe you could go live while I'm working, but chances of me doing that are very slim. He's on another one. Of course you are, James. I'm terrible at this. Dominion, he's going to be here with me on the Tuesday of season. So that's the 7th, I believe. I was born ready. So, yeah, I'll put him to work for a little bit. I wouldn't say it's better than deer, Dan, but you are onto something for sure. For sure. My wife, when COVID hit, she was pretty worried about that. What if, the whole country collapses and stuff? And I said, honey, not tooting my horn, but with what I'm good at in life, we'll never go hungry. I mean, if it comes down to it, I can hang 3 snares and we're going to have 2 deer in the morning. I mean, like, we will survive. I'll promise you that. Oh, quitting beaver is good. It is really good. We grill the back straps, put the hindquarters in the crock pot. It's good. It is really good. Definitely underestimated. Yes, Gab. Ours are starting to look pretty good. I got some pretty close up looks last night, deer hunting. So it's yeah, they're coming along pretty good. Um, it's just crazy how bold these raccoons are. I think I saw probably 15 to 20 coons last night. Even when I was in the cut corn going to my deer, I had them 8, 10 rows away, walking, looking for corn. They'd look at me and then just keep on going like I wasn't even there. So it's almost cheating. Exactly, hunting stuff, and that's the big thing. As long as McDonald's open, I'll be fine. Yeah, James, that's the big thing, and that's it's what's sad is say 50 years ago, every single family in this country could probably say that, James. But now, if I had to guess in this country, that's probably down to 20% of the people in this country could fend for their own. And I'm talking like for a month, and probably about 5% could fend for it after that. Yeah, AKW. I see it all the time. Probably once a week now. Someone's selling a huge trapping collection. People just getting out of it. So that's too bad. Ruger, that one that I saw in the field that was close to me. Oh boy. Without looking, it was probably a 2, maybe a 3. Ellen, you take care. Thanks for stopping in. Man, you're leaving. I figured it'd be Ruger that was leaving. You'd stay around for a little bit. Right, James? Yeah. No, I had the 50 cal, so a little different. Joshua, I'm a sucker for McDonald's. That's my biggest problem. Yeah, Jeff, you're probably right. You really are. I know push come to shove, we'd be fine. Um, but I think everybody would definitely be in a little shock of the luxuries that we wouldn't have if things collapsed. Uh, it'd be a little culture shock, if you will. If, wow, I didn't think that would be done. Yeah, Oscar, I don't know how people live like that. Wow, Ruger, you are a trooper. I'm impressed. My problem is I normally do these lives at like start them at 10 o'clock, go till midnight, and I got to work in the morning. Hey, backwoods, how we doing, buddy? Yes, it does. I know one guy that wanted to buy some beaver carcasses from me because that's what they bait him up with up there. So sweet baby rays, yeah. I need to get this all this scouting footage out there. I just haven't had time to sit down and throw it together in the evening. So, Joshua, you can have a bait pile, but the traps cannot be within 30 feet, I believe, of exposed bait, which that would be exposed bait. So you can, what this is big, especially up north in Canada. There's a couple big Canadian trappers that do this. They'll throw bait in the middle of like a CRP field, and they bait it and bait it and bait it, pre bait it and everything for probably a couple months. And then their tire tracks coming in and out, they'll cross it like 4 or 5 times, make like a star or something out of it. And then all their tire tracks, they put snares in it. I've tried that here. I've never really had been successful, but here you have to be. It's at least 20, but I'm pretty sure it's 30 feet away from exposed bait. I believe so, and that's just because of we got so many eagles and hawks and stuff. Ruger, yeah, my boy's allergy's been doing a lot better, which we think might be because it is starting to knock down a little bit. Really, backwoods. I didn't know that. Man, that's crazy. That's terrible too. Hey, Purgatory. Hey, I just seen you pop in here. How you doing, buddy? Oh, is it legal there now, James? Awesome, buddy. Awesome. Used to do good baiting in the willows and snare around that. Okay, Jeff, that's interesting. I've tried CRP fields and I've tried it several times. Not invested in it, but I have tried it and very very limited success. So good deal, Purgatory. Oh, I'm waiting for you guys to see this footage that I got right now. The trails are phenomenal. My new ground is great. I'm pumped. This is gonna be awesome. Last year, my total locations all year was like 690, and right now we're at 550. And I'm gonna guess, yeah, I've probably got at least 250 left. Um, we should be pushing that 800 mark. I wanted 1,000, but and we're gonna try to cover that basically in a week's time. So this could get interesting. I might have to tell the wife that she might have to be single for that first week, but I told her I'd pay something off for her if I did it. So we'll see. Quitting. I got a few parts and pieces I'll take off them, but otherwise I might be having a really, really big hole in my backyard. All right, Eric, you take care, buddy. Thanks for stopping in, bud. That's weird, Scab. I didn't know that. Huh? Cool, backwoods. Ruger, that's a good question. I'll admit, even for me, that laziness plays a big factor in that. You know, I I don't like to move a trap for me. I set it and I want to pull it, and it's pretty much done for the year. I want to have all my pre-staking done. Late season's different, with boxes and a few dog proofs. But until we get snow and such, I want everything out there as soon as it's done. If I pull it, I pull it, and then I can go set another one that's already pre-staked. But I don't want to reset one. Uh, it's just now I have to carry gear with me while catching coon, and it's a mess. They're buried underneath coon, and I'm trying to find spots to stake stuff, and I'm already tired and burnt out, and it's just miserable. Uh, but for me, like if I have what I call deadheads, say I'm going down a road and there's a really good stretch of road here, I've got 7 or 8 good locations, and then I have to turn around, and come back to go straight. This deadhead over here, as soon as I catch 2 or less coon on it, I'm pulling that, and that goes home and it's done with, and then I just keep a straight line. Uh, but that being said, if I'm down here, and it's really good trapping here, really good trapping here, and I've got a few in the middle that might be dead. I'm going to leave them set because I'm going right past it anyway, if that makes sense. So it's just it's weird. I get that feeling, I guess, if you will, where it's like, all right, we're done with this whole road. It's dead. We need to move on, pull it, and save 10 minutes every day. But at the same time, if I'm going straight, I could pull it and not even slow down for it, but I'm also tired and lazy. And if I'm going past it, might as well have it set. So it's weird. My mental process of when to pull, what not to pull, how it's weird. I wish I was logic to it, but there's not. It's honestly, regardless of what I say, it is a lot of laziness, is what it comes down to. I don't consider myself a lazy person, but by day 4 of being exhausted and miserable and tired and just sheer exhausted, laziness does play a factor with everybody long lining. Some people it's more, some people it's less. Just depends how bad they want to find their drive. I hear great things about Cat Creek bait. I've never heard of Cat Creek, I guess, Dominion. Really, Scat? That's weird. AKW, are you allowed to put like feathers and stuff out there? Feathers and eye appeal? Yeah, you know what I mean, Mark. It's just you get to that certain point, and I'm sure almost everybody in here at some point is guilty of looking at a set. If they're checking a lot, looking at something, and there's a trap set off, or for me in the road ditches, I'll see like a dog proof laid over. And I'm a lot better than I used to be at it, but there's several times where I'm like, I'll get it tomorrow. And then throughout this my career and especially this channel, I've learned no, you get your ass down there and you fix it. And I do a lot better with that, but it still does happen. Left-handed trigger. What are you trapping? You doing more coyotes, coon? What are you after? James? Yeah, I get it, buddy. I get it 100%. AKW, if you can, like legally, I know a lot of people put like feathers hanging from the tree above their set, like old VHS tapes, and throw the ribbon through the trees. Cats are very, very visual, very visual. Ruger, I would believe 100% that has to do with your weather. For me, my line, whatever I catch one day, the following day, if no factors change, the temperature stays the same, there's no fronts coming through. If the conditions are the same, I will catch 60% of what I did the day before. So, say I catch 100 coon, the next day I'm going to catch 60. The next day, 60% is 36. The next day of that is 21. It'll drop that drastically. But maybe I catch 21 and I'm thinking, man, this line's dying. It's done. And then all of a sudden we go from 55-degree day, in a low of 35. Now all of a sudden maybe the next day is 40 degrees and we have a low of 24. I went from 21 and I'll be back up to probably 55. Just because it's weird. It's like you take out the regulars and then those fronts come through and force everything to move more and they'll hit again. So it's tough, Ruger. It just when you think you're giving up on something, if your elements have stayed neutral, wait until after you get a big front at least. If you get a big front coming through, and I'm not talking like front as in like, hey, we got a foot and a half of snow. I'm talking like you get some cloudy or misty weather, maybe some cool downs for sure. That's huge. That is huge. I like to wait till the sun's up too, Dominion for sure. But at the same time, uh, I have no problem waiting in the afternoons, check some stuff, but coyotes, I'd want to check them early. Yeah, it's tough backwoods, man. It is so tough working around a family and work. Yes, yeah, exactly. Next gen, there he is. Yeah, you like that? That's a good shirt. Oh, you had snow today. I'm jealous of. No, I'm not jealous of that. I take that back. I do not want snow until December 1st. Do not want snow until December 1st. Joshua, don't say that. Are they really next gen? I did not see that at all. I'm not going to believe you until I see it. I'm hoping you're wrong. Holy cow. Yeah, you're right. Low 30s. Got rain next Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I hope. So, all right. We're going to make another drink. We'll be right back, fellas. Thinking we're going to lose about 30 pounds this season, I'm hoping. Oh, damn, that's too late, buddy. We're already pre-staking by then. We got a good frost this morning, though. I had a real good frost this morning. Yeah, Scab, that's too bad. Yeah, Dominion, we had, I think it was 37 when I woke up this morning. Next gen, I think it has a lot to do with weather, in my opinion. Oh, I've got probably 2 days of mapping left. Depends what time I get off work tomorrow, but um, I'm guessing so. Probably 2 days. I think I'm gonna be close to where you were at with dry land, buddy. Uh, I'm gonna be pushing that 800 mark somewhere in there. Yeah, see, in Joshua, I'm kind of hoping they don't. In my opinion, I'd love to have some standing corn for season. That'd be great. Mark, doesn't that get you pumped up? Yeah, Ruger, and it does happen. And you'll find that randomly it will, but overall, unless you have something change, the numbers will continue to drop. Yeah, next gen. It wasn't your fault though, buddy. Dan, it's huge for me. That's the only way I'm able to get my traps. Well, same with next gen. That's the only way you can get the numbers you do. Oh, James, that's terrible. Oh, you're good, Oscar. No problem, buddy. Ruger, in my opinion, the ideal coon movement, I want it probably, well, it depends. Going into fall when we're warmer, if you get a cloudy, light rain and say 35 to 37 degrees, your traps will be loaded. Oh, I'll bet next gen. I never thought of that. Yeah, absolutely, Mark. That's all I wear is extra large for now. Yeah, Joshua, I get it. I get it, buddy. All right, backwoods. You take care. Thanks for stopping in, man. Appreciate you having me in here. No, I get it, Ruger. And I have that too. I'll have spots where it's just like I haven't caught anything here in 4 days, and like next gen said, have a double. But like I said, if I'm going through there anyway, and I have spots producing on A and C, I'll leave B set. But if I had D, which is a road down here that's not producing, I'm pulling it by day three. Just how I am. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Next gen. James, that's too bad. Yeah, Jeff, something about that like a light rain or a heavy drizzle. They just are crazy. Oh, Scab, not here, not here. Yes, AKW. Text your game warden and ask him about exposed baits or like feathers and that such. That will clarify everything for you. But if you're cat trapping, eye appeal will be everything for you. That'll be a huge game changer. See, and Ruger, that's another thing. So if you want to talk about ideal coon movement late season, okay, it's a change. Early season, we're warm, warm, warm. You get cold or rain, they move. Late season, it's cold, cold, cold. Now we get some warm weather, they move. Whenever things change from whatever they are, seems to be the big thing. I don't even want to know next gen. Dirty, how we doing? Ty, that's a good point. That's a good point. So Ruger, for us, like I'll admit, my dry land trapping burns out so quick. It does. It exhausts itself. Water trapping, way different story. That's more consistent, and they'll just produce over and over and over. So 2,003 weeks. See, there you go. You've got it. I've no doubt. Young, great shape, single-ish, no kids that you're aware of. Yeah, you should be all right. Yeah, no jokes, Gab. Exactly. All right, AKW. Look into that game warden thing. Let me know what they say. Ruger, and that's why I've heard the boys say that the water level fluctuates a lot. So that's something to think about. You know, Unless you got some other crick systems that I haven't heard of. Thanks, Anthony. Yeah, that'd be tough. That's gonna be the tough thing. The hardest thing for you is gonna be a carcass, a guy to buy them on the carcass. Other than that, I know you could do it. I mean, you've got you know what you're doing. Um, yeah, there's no doubt you could. I'll never forget one of the old timers told me the first thousand is the easiest. The second thousand is what'll get you. So I'm sure you'll get it this year, though. Ah, scab, yeah, I bet. Oh yeah, next gen. Weather determines everything, buddy. Joshua, don't ever compare. That's one thing I learned a long time ago is never compare yourself with numbers. Uh, Numbers don't mean crap when it comes to how good a trapper is. They really, honestly, they don't. Uh, some of the best trappers I know, they might catch 20 coon a year and 10 mink, but they set 4 sets for 2 weeks. I mean, they're that good and efficient. Um, yeah, it's just and there's so many other variables too. Numbers don't make a good trapper. Quality of sets makes a good trapper. Bottom line. Oh, damn, that's too bad. Wow, Jeff, that's crazy. That's awesome, man. I was 4 years old, and next gen probably wasn't even a twinkle in Daddy's eye yet. So yeah, exactly. Next gen, they really do. Exactly, James. I'll be the first person to congratulate somebody catching his 10th coon because he wanted to catch five that year. That's great. Saturday, Gary, this coming Saturday. Is it your goal, Ruger, or the boys' goal, or do you have different goals? What's going on here? Yeah, exactly, Jeff. And that's what the only person that has to be happy with what you catch is you. That is it. That is it. I'm really hoping I want to catch 20 coyotes this year. That's a big task for me. A lot of these coyote guys that are in here now are like 20, that's nothing. But for me, that's big. That's huge goal for me. So we'll see how that plays out. I've got a lot more private ground lined up for second and third week of season. So we'll see. I'm pumped for it. I'm excited. I found some awesome beaver ground today, some muskrats. I'm really excited. James, so when I caught my thousand the first time, I had a goal of 1,000 for I think 5 or 6 years before I hit it. The first year was like 162 and then like 283. Then I think I hit 512 and then I got married and then it dropped to like two something again. And I think then I hit five something again. Then it was like 714 before I finally hit the 1,000. So the goals are not meant to be easy. Whatever your goal is, it is not meant to something you can walk into, whether that is trapping or anything in life. A goal is not something you can just do without trying. Bottom line, it's not. Gary, November 4th. So we've got 2.5 weeks. Traps go in the ground this weekend. There you go, Scab, and that's perfect. Jeff, that's awesome, man. I hope you hit it, bud. Yes, hunting stuff. Percentage. And that's what I don't hold a candle to the top trappers in Iowa. When they can run, say in 4 days, they can run a 60 or 70% catch rate every day or average. That's crazy because I start off with a 50-ish and I'll drop down to 20-ish before I do anything. Yeah, James, exactly. Exactly. And that's the thing, maybe you don't hit it now. Say maybe you hit 15 or 20, next year you hit 40, but eventually you'll hit that and you work to it and build to it. And that's what people don't understand. You got to push yourself to earn stuff. It's just you have to. Oh, Ty, that's my dream trapping is a rat marsh with thousands of rats. Rigor, I get that. I get that 100%. Uh, Hopefully they hit that 100. I'm really pushing for them, but if they don't, it's gonna be one of those things that they'll learn. If they don't hit it, they'll push harder next year, hopefully, and get it. I know you and Ellen both raised a couple kids that you know they earn what they get, and I respect the hell out of you guys for that. Uh, so if they don't get it, they're just gonna push harder. I don't see them giving up on it. So we'll see what happens. I haven't next gen. I think I'm right close to 250 miles of roads, and I found two beaver locations. So not really. Yeah, exactly, Joshua. Exactly. Go have fun. Go have fun. Quentin, go after him early, buddy. That beaver market's going to be strong at first, but it's going to die off. So, Skipjack, how we doing? James, I wish we had spotted skunks. Or they're supposedly we do, and I guess they caught the crap out of them in the '70s. But well, Jeff, you might know this. The spotted skunks, I guess they're everywhere back in the day. I smelled the castor before you found it. Yeah, Dominion, we can't catch them here, but supposedly they're here. I should next gen just go to the high banks and forget about them. That tail moved. Did that tail just not move? That's kind of creepy. That's really creepy. Those furs have been piled up for like 2 weeks. If I die from some kind of creature or something, you guys got to blow up this channel so my wife can make a living off it. That's all I ask. Really, Ty? Jeff, you caught one in '87. I guess they used to be all over. Maybe it was before the '70s and '80s, but man, that's just crazy. I've never seen one. I've caught some really beautiful striped skunks with different patterns, but never spotted. Dude, I am pumped up, guys. This is gonna be a great season. These trails just I like I said before, I thought my gear was my strength out of the three categories: gear, equipment, location, process for your trails, your locations, mapping, ground, and then your drive. And I thought my equipment was my strongest of the three. And I don't think it is now. I think I've got more ground than equipment. Next gen, you know how to do it. We've talked about it. Went bow fishing. You know exactly where to go. I almost guarantee you catch one there. Dan, um, get with Ben Dieters at Sleepy Creek. He's got some for sale. And throw that in his face. Really, Scab? That's crazy. Oh, Jeff, I've seen him. I've seen one up north before. But that was actually when I went to Sleepy Creek to deliver fur here 6 months ago, probably. Left-handed in the road ditches, you are. You cannot exceed 33 feet from the center of the road. You cannot go onto private property to trap them. Oh, Mark, I am pumped. I am so pumped up. No BS. It probably does smell a little skunky in here, and it's not me. Yeah, James, that was a long break. You just took like a 30-minute break. Might have been longer than that. Might have been 40. Hell, I don't know. Glad you came in, buddy. Glad your season's going well. I hope you hit that 50, man. I'm rooting for you, bud. Rooting for everybody in here. This season's going to be freaking awesome. I am pumped. Oh, those trails. I mean, it's exciting. Dominion, I do too. I love the small skunk. My wife, not so much. And that's kind of our problem. No BS. Those are deer. No skulls up there are deer. You get 3 40-minute breaks and 12. Wow. No wonder you're always in here so long. I get a 10-hour shift and I get a 10, a 20, and a 10. I'm jealous. Oh yeah, next shot. I'm glad I didn't get to my new ground until these last couple days because man, it is just. And actually, so I stress this a lot. And next gen, I know you're in a different spot in life and you're young and just full of energy and passion. But when I'm scouting or doing anything trapping related, the more I do it, there's times when I become lazier or I look at a trail and like, yeah, maybe not. Um, I kind of bypass some of the. I'll probably catch a coon, but I want better. Versus when I first start scouting and it's fresh in my mind, I'm setting everything. And then as I get going, or even with trapping, it's like catch, 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 catch. And, like I said, a trap's knocked over, I'll get it later type thing. But I've noticed that a lot less this year. I am doing so much better at not letting the monotonous factor as well as the lazy factor get involved. So I feel good about it. There's spots now, like I said, when I ended this area last year, I was at 513 and I'm at 550 now. It's probably 30 to go. But I've just today, I found 6 more trails in probably 3 miles that I didn't find before last couple years because I got in that, all right, we're winding down this, let's get going. So we'll see. I'm very excited. Which all this year it is different because it's all timber to corn in that 3 miles. So it changes the factor, but I'm pumped, guys. I am so pumped up. I'm so motivated. This is gonna be my year, I think. This is gonna be my last hurrah, the last time really hitting coon hard. Um, it's I'm looking forward to it. What breaks don't sound legal? Oh yeah, yeah. I wish, but it's actually our union breaks, Jeff, which is stupid. But Mark, I could see that. I could see that. Hey, thanks, no BS. I appreciate it, buddy. Ruger, and so this is in my opinion a sheer experience thing. Um, when I get these next videos out, this is something I should do for the ITA channel. There are trails that will look light, but it all depends on the vegetation. I have grass right now in ditches that is 6 inches tall, and that's all it ever amounted to. But it's very, very green and lush. So you get all this green grass, and then right here it kind of dips down. So it just like, there's a slight trail there, but when that grass is so green and rejuvenating, that trail's not going to be defined. But I'm going to set that because I know that the stuff that's really tall and gangly, it'll actually make a canopy, and all of a sudden you have this tunnel. So it's so hard, rigor. I'd love to sit down with you on Saturday and talk to you and the boys about it, and actually show you firsthand in Bloomfield what I'm talking about. Uh, it it all comes down to experience and honestly just how you're feeling, if that makes sense. Like I can look at a spot and think that don't look like much, but I'm probably gonna take 5 or 6 coon off it versus that don't look like much and it's dead. And a lot of that has to do with crops, whether they took them out, if it's beans, corn, what's over there, what are they going to? Is it exhausted? Is it done? Eh, There's so many variables, and honestly, I can't sit here and tell you 100% this is it. A lot of it's just kind of that gut feeling, if you will. And I'm sure I missed a lot because of that. I look at you I'm like, it's not worth setting. Maybe it comes in later. I don't know. Yeah, and Jeff's right to that extent too. If I if coon were higher priced and people were running snares, I'd set a snare on every single light travel trail. I would. Oh, purgatory! I'm pumped, man. I am excited. All right, next gen. You take care, buddy. Have a good night. Uh, Looking forward to what you do, buddy. It's pretty motivating to see you so fired up and how far you've come, and definitely definitely rose the standards for a lot of people. So, oh, Jeff, I ran into that a lot today. Several of my good spots that I have, they didn't just bail the ditches; they took out the draws going to the ditch. So it's interesting, but I'm pumped up. I am excited. Things are looking good. Trails are popping. New grounds developed. Still a lot of work to do. I got the Bloomfield event this weekend. Got to figure out the whole itinerary for the kids thing. Working on that. I got a few ITA videos coming in that I got to work on. Just there's no end to the day, guys. There's no end to the day. I am pumped up though. I am freaking excited for this year. Dominion, I would yes and no. As a raccoon trapper, I'm looking at sign. But also as a raccoon trapper, my gut plays a huge factor in that as well. But yes, it for cats, it's a huge factor in that sense of if it looks catty and you have cats, it's going to be there, and that's the gut factor of what's catty, and that's different to everybody. The thick woolly draws with cedar trees. That's my impression. 300 yards of hillside in the bottom. Is that 300 yards like vertical 300 yards? You've got 17 trails. Is there a fence line there? What is it, Ruger? Is there a fence line? Look at the way I look at it. If it's going to a landmark, is there a tree? Is there a telephone pole? Is there something that stands out? And look at where those trails go to. So I have a lot of spots like, man, that could be a deer trail. But when a deer trail is going underneath something that's a foot off the ground, that's not a deer trail. That's your small game. Yeah, down exactly, Dominion. Yeah, it's kind of what I'm thinking. Yeah, and that Dominion, we don't have that type of stuff here by any means, but yeah, it's the same exact concept. Mark, AKW got a tag. He got a tag this year. I'll tell you what, and he's in Illinois. If you get a chance in one of my lives or something, I can hook you guys up. Maybe you could help him. I mean, he's a young man learning trapping. If you could help him catch a cat, that'd be pretty cool. He said there's 500 in the state that are given out. Yeah, exactly. Dominion. Okay, I see what you're saying, Ruger. I see what you're saying. Yeah, kind of like Dominion says that changes along the side. Is there trees on this hillside, Ruger? Quitting coyote trails are not my thing, but what I've learned is if you have two perpendicular fence lines, there's going to be a trail there somewhere, and it's not like a coon trail. It is so light and what I call a wispy trail. Now that's a weird term, I know, but if you have all this standing like what I call foxtail, but it's not like that gray grass that kind of has that poof on top. You have all this standing grass, and all of a sudden there's just a little separation, and I mean little, an inch or two. If you can see a little wispy trail, like I said, going up there, that's your coyote, in my opinion. It's solid trees. So what I would do, Rigger, I'm setting all the trails that go tree to tree. You will find those trails that literally go like a tree comes down and they can have that roots that pop out. If that trail comes down and touches those roots and goes to another one, that's your raccoon. But yeah, at the same time, Quentin, a lot of guys catch coyotes and bobcats on coon trails. So that's huge too. Ruger, you need to steal Ellen's phone and send me a Facebook Messenger of this. I'm curious. Joshua, very, very slim chance. I would guess if it's dry, they moved on. They've got to have water, not to survive, but for protection in a way. Uh, so I would guess that that they've moved on, or there's a small pocket of them in a big pool of water. Quentin, and that's what I would do in a snare situation, I guess. um, otherwise, you want to look more for intersections. If you're land trapping with footholds for coyotes, the more point of intersections. It's like our road systems, right? If you're on a gravel road in the middle of nowhere, you're not going to see much traffic. But if you come to an intersection, it doubles the traffic, correct? And that's kind of what you want. If you have two or three fence lines that interact or crop rotation, say you've got a fence line here going this way, you've got beans and corn, and it's distinct. It's probably getting probably pretty leaf littered now, isn't it, Ruger? I didn't film it today. I should have. Well, actually, it's where I ended last. It's where I ended filming today. I should go back and I'm gonna film this. So I've got a culvert that goes through, and it's a dry riverbed right now, or creek bed. Nothing. There's no tracks to the leaves or anything. But 4 foot up the side, there's a trail that runs right along the trees, and that's where all the coon are going. What am I repeating, Quentin? I don't remember. All that intersection stuff. Coyotes, they hit a fence line and they follow it. They hit a crop rotation, a barrier, they follow it. They hit a two-track lane, they're going to follow it. They're going to take the path of least resistance. Yeah, Dominion, yeah. I'm excited, guys. This could be great. No, Dan, they're not on the water at all. There's nothing going through the culvert. It's crazy. Exactly, Don. Thanks for being in here still, by the way. Uh, that's a good point. Those light trails, there can be a lot of your coyote, fox, cats. For me, mostly coyotes in my area. Yeah, Mark, looking forward to having you ride with me, buddy. It's gonna be good to finally meet you in person too. So we're gonna have some fun. I'm gonna put you to work. You're gonna hate me by the end of the day, but I'll still love you, so it's okay. You got a hillside leading to beans with a crick on both sides of the field. Crick, beans, hillside. Correct? I'm trying to figure it out, Ruger, what you're talking about. Anything on the side of the cricks where the bean field meets the timber would be huge, I think. Hey, Purgatory, thanks, bud. Okay, okay. So you can tell I've done this before. We've tried drawing things out, but so Ruger, if I drew this out right, you've got a crick, beans, timber. Well, I'll tell you right now, if that's what you got right here and here, you and the boys need to be setting coyote sets. And I'll tell you what, anywhere along this timber going to the crick, you're going to find trails. I'd almost guarantee it. Scab, he's got a glorious beard. I'll always respect that. Yeah, Ruger, if that water doesn't fluctuate, you guys need to set on that water. So, what you're telling me, Ruger, is you're seeing trails do this, cut down to the beans. Are the beans cut or are they still standing? And do you have corn around? Oh, that's cool, Don. That is so cool. This is my opinion, Ruger, and I'll stick with just my opinion. Once they take those beans out, those trails are almost going to dry up. Not completely, but say hypothetically you have 50 coon coming to these beans. They take the beans out, you're going to go from 50, in my opinion, to 10 or 15. Most of them are going to start hitting these water sources on both sides. I would start looking for trails going to the water because those are going to get better as these are going to get weaker. So that's my opinion. Standing beans, they're going to attract to them, but when it's cut, they're most of my bean locations I'm driving past because those trails are false sense in a hope, false hope in a sense. There we go. Sorry, woo that's rough. But I would really focus on the crick. Like Ottercat said. Yeah, and that's something you could do too. Set it and see what happens. For me, beans are not a good appeal for raccoons, but I'm also, 3 hours, 4 hours north of you, so a huge difference. Uh, see what happens, but I would definitely load up anything from that timber to the cricks. If you find trails on them, I strongly believe those will get better, and the ones going to beans won't be as appealing. But either way, you need to set coyote traps right there in the crotch of that timber, bean, and crick. In my opinion, yeah, that's crazy, Ruger. And you might very well catch several. There's a few bean locations I set, but not many at all. But set them, absolutely set them. I do know my bean locations generally produce more skunk and possum than coon. Yeah, like Don said, you're not out much to set them. If it's only 300 yards apart, you could throw in 6, 7 sets across there, no problem, and just see what happens. But I would definitely encourage you to hit that timber to crick locations, especially right at that crotch right here. Set that heavy because those coon are going to come down the hill and they're going to jump to the crick almost every time. My opinion. Has it always been a crops down there, row crops, or has it been something else? Donald, how we doing? Joshua, always glad to help you, buddy. Message me anytime, man. Always happy to help. I love talking trapping with people. I really do. Ruger, that's weird, man. It should have been way better last year than with corn. I'll be right back, fellas. Ruger, I'll talk to you more about this too once we hit Bloomfield. That's crazy that nothing's changed though. That's weird. Yeah, hunting stuff. They're all row cropped. You got big denning trees on that Ruger, or maybe you're in one of those areas that's got more caves. Uh, maybe some natural like small openings or rocky bluffs. Yeah, hunting stuff, soybeans. They're all row cropped here. Normally drilled in with a planter. Wow. My best friend just sent me this from Saudi Arabia. He's in the Air Force right now, so he just got deployed this week. Oh, gives me goosebumps. Worried about him and his family. That's tough. Realger, yeah, I would. Man, I'll tell you what. In my opinion, all season long, that water system on the bluff side is going to be phenomenal. I'm really looking forward to that for you. I wouldn't necessarily what's on the is it just a hill that rounds with more timber on the other side? But I really think going from the bluffs on the side to the creeks are gonna be your best bet. Yeah, Quentin. He this is my best friend from high school. We did everything together. Every type of hunting I did in high school involved him. Even some trapping. Uh, he joined the Air Force right when we hit 18, graduated. Uh, yeah, and now he's based out of Alaska or lived in Alaska, and he's been to Qatar and now Saudi Arabia overseas. So yeah, it's scary, man. He says it's pretty mellow over there yet, but you still worry, with this world the way it is, you never know anything. So, oh, I'll bet, Otter. I'll bet that makes sense. What's on the top side, Ruger? What's on the top? Yeah, Dominion could be worse for sure. Could be a lot worse. But I feel for him. He sent me a picture yesterday. His living quarters is literally probably half of the space that's behind me. Like there's nothing there. Did you check the top side for trails? Did you find trails on that top side by chance? Yeah, I couldn't. It. I on your both of your behalfs. I hope he doesn't, buddy. That's scary. Uh, I won't go into politics, but I definitely know the U.S. sticks its nose in places it shouldn't. But at the same time, the people that can't defend themselves, I do feel like we need to help. But at the same time, man, we're in so much BS. It's ridiculous. Ruger, check out that top side and let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. Yeah, Dominion. It's one of those things, we got to defend the people, help defend the people that can't. But at the same time, once that's done, we need to back the hell out. Jeff, and that's my opinion, too, is sit on that water. Where that timber meets the water, especially like I said, if this is a bluff, a steep hill coming down, right here on those intersections are going to be key, especially once they take these beans out. That's going to be a very key spot. I can't believe I'm going to shoot for 1,000 in a week. This is going to be my biggest season yet if I'm able to do this. I'm excited, scared to death, and a very slim chance of succeeding. But we're gonna give it our all. We're gonna give it everything we got. Whew. That's gonna be a lot. That's gonna be a lot. Quentin, it might not happen, buddy. It really might not happen, but if it does, this will be the last year chasing coon in big numbers for now. So, but I am pumped up for it. I'm excited. The sign is there. All my areas, as I call them, look good except for one. I'm pretty excited. Yeah, Ruger, and I'm looking forward to talking to you more here Saturday about it. I got the adult demo and 3 kids demos, but if I'm not doing something like that, man, I hope you're able to stop over and obviously I'll meet you and the family, but to actually really talk to you about this and help you out with it. Yeah, William, I know that 142 a day. We're hoping the first couple days we can be pushing that 200 mark. That'll be the success if I can hit 200. If I hit 400 in 2 days, we've got a really good chance. Really good chance. I've hit 134 and 132 in a day, uh, and that's my highest yet. So we're gonna really, really have to get after it. Uh, but that being said, last year I stopped setting at, was it 12:30 or 1 p.m. on opening day. I got a call that I didn't like to hear, and I had to cut it short and had to come home pretty early. So we'll see. That's fair, Scab. That's fair. Yeah, Dan. Well, since I lost my meat market, skinning's gonna be a lot easier. So there's no gutting or anything. It's just skin them and go. So that might actually make it easier. Hunting and stuff. If I can get 450 set, uh, probably 300 locations, give or take. That's what I want. I gotta let that dog out. We're just gonna set until we can't, and then the first check, we're actually probably gonna set more traps before I even start checking on the first check. So we'll see. But yeah, we're talking some pretty crazy check days. If I set, if I do get 800 locations set, maybe we set 300 through 600 or 700, and then before you even start checking, we do 2 through 300 and set it, and then start checking. So I don't know. It's gonna be pretty wild, pretty crazy. Hunting stuff. It's gonna be terrible. It's gonna be a long day. Uh, I don't know what I'm in for, nonetheless, the people that are gonna ride with me, what they're in for. So honestly, Dan, what I'm working on right now is I'm gonna talk to my dad tomorrow of having depot drop off points. Since he's retired now, I'm gonna say, hey, can I meet you at this intersection at this time? I'll call you and say, hey, right now, meet me in 30 minutes at this point. And I'm gonna unload my truck into his. He can drive it back home for me, unload for my Skinner to get going. And hopefully I have to do that 2 or 3 times a day is the plan. So AutoCat, you're not wrong. The first couple days gonna be really tough, but we're looking at rain all middle of week. So knock on wood, we're gonna be all right. But yeah, last year I got really lucky because next gen he went out and he pre-staked Saturday and he was pounding things in, just everything. Blew out like two drivers. It was killing him. We got rain all Saturday night. I went out Sunday. It's like whoop, perfect every time. So we'll see. Big plans. Some really big trails popping though. I'm excited, guys, especially for the last hurrah, if you will. I'm pretty pumped up. I'm pretty excited for this. This is gonna be pretty awesome. William, not 1,500 pounds. uh, yeah, if I get 65 coon in back the truck, it ain't gonna happen. Basically, what I'll do is I'll just climb in the bed of my truck. They'll back up, tail to tail, and I'll just start throwing them. And he'll drive them home, drop them off. My Skinner will hopefully be here by about 9 a.m. on Sunday, and he can just start going to town. And hopefully, I have to do that a couple times. Chicken. Hey, chicken. Chicken. Hey, Scab. I appreciate it, buddy. You take care of yourself, and honestly, I appreciate you joining the ITA. Um, getting that lifetime membership, buddy, that means a lot. Not just to me, but to the ITA. So you're a good man. I appreciate it, and it means a lot, buddy. Thank you. Yeah, Dominion. It is a cat named Chicken. Well, I think her actual name is Fajita, is what my boy and my wife call her. But I call her. Oh, she's got claws. I call her Chicken. Don, I haven't told him yet. But if I tell him that he doesn't have to gut things, he might be happier. So, yeah, I'm a terrible person. No, Dominion. This kid, he is. Uh, if coon prices came up, I'd pay him very much accordingly. He's worth his weight in gold. I couldn't do what I do without him for sure. I mean, he literally. I've told this story before several times, but like that first week, he normally lives with me. He normally does. Literally, he sleep in the spare room or on the couch. But I'd go check on him at like 11 o'clock at night. Like, hey man, I'm going to bed. You need anything? He's like, oh, I'm going to skin another 25 or 30, then I'll head to bed. I'm like, all right, well, no problem. I'd head to bed and I'd be up at 6 o'clock in the morning. And it's like, he's not inside. Where's he at? I'd go out in the garage and there he is skinning. And I'm like, dude, you go to bed? He goes, yeah, I know. I went to bed probably about 11. I was up by 4:30 and came out here and I've done 25 coon already and I'm just gonna start working on the next 80. And it's like, you're the man. You're the man. Yeah, Ruger, it is. He's worth his weight in gold. He really is. Has the greatest work ethic in the world. And he's a good friend of mine. So, which I treat him well. When he's here with me, we're gonna have several ribeyes. We're gonna eat out. We're gonna have some good meals because he's worth it. I mean, if the coon market was up, if you got 10, if you get $10 for a green coon and 15 for a finished coon, yeah, I'd probably honestly be paying him $4, $5 a piece across the board because he's worth it. He did, Ruger, but I begged and bribed him to take 1 week off, and that's what I've got with him is 1 week. Despy, what are you doing? Hi. That's why I shut the door. Keep the cats out of here. Yeah, Ruger, it did. I'm very happy for it. Very thankful. Now that he's not going to be gutting them, I bet he's a lot happier. But then again, he's also not realizing that I'm going to shoot for 1,000 a week. So we'll see. But I can't tell you guys enough how awesome this is going to be. This year, this year is probably going to be my final push as far as raccoon trapping in big numbers. I'll still trap them hard, but with other stuff coming down the pipeline, like I'm already so far behind on prep for the season because of everything else I'm involved in. Uh, you know what? I priorities shift as you mature, I guess, if that's the best way to say it. Uh, when you're 18 through 23, if you're single, you're kind of pursuing one thing. As you mature and grow, now you start worrying more about different things. And that's kind of the same in my trapping career. It's about numbers and pushing hard. and now I'm just kind of swaying from that. Um, I don't know. It's just kind of where I'm at in my life, I guess. Ruger, we're gonna be making a lot of this stuff in garments. Hopefully, that's kind of the plan, buddy. Um, Me and my wife, mostly my wife, are gonna start making some garments and hopefully have a sale here before too long. Yeah, quitting. I get that too, buddy. I get that too. No, but we're gonna have a good year. Kind of my I don't even know how to say it. Kind of a year where I want to prove that I can still hold my own and go out my way, if that makes sense. It's weird. I feel like a NASCAR driver that's retiring, but I'm not. I just my duties are elsewhere, I guess. Quentin, you're not wrong, buddy. Quentin, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking? Blaze of glory. Hunting and stuff. We are about 40% timber, 60% crops. Okay, Quentin. Okay, okay. So you're not too far. I was trying to figure out your age with what you're going on, but yeah, you're not wrong, buddy. Trapping, family, work. It is a tough balance, my man. It is tough. Uh, I'd be lying if I said that trapping season wasn't very stressful on my family and my marriage because it is. You know, I put a lot into it. I miss out on a lot of stuff with my family, uh, and it's tough. You know what? There's no right answer. You know, there's no right formula. Everybody has their own and what works for them in their life, but it's tough. It is tough. You know, you've really got to walk a fine line, and I really try hard to kind of keep my life and Iowa Trapper separate, if you will. Uh, you know, that's why you see me doing lives late at night. Once my family goes to bed, that's my time to work on traps, to work on the shop, plan things out. My days off during the week when my family's at school and work, that's when I'm scouting. That's when I'm mapping. That's when I'm doing my stuff to get ready for season. If the wife and kids are home, I'm dad and husband. It's kind of a weird thing, but you kind of have to. I know a lot of people that got divorced over trapping or hunting before, so it's a very very fine line, Quentin. And if you have a family, just be careful with it for sure. It's tough. It is a very very tough line to walk, if you will. You know, I was at was it the national convention this year. I was up there when my daughter learned to swim on her own for the first time. You know, that was a very I love the nationals. It's so much fun. I got to meet so many awesome people, but I didn't get to witness that. And forever I'll think about that I wasn't there for that. So it's tough. How do you balance that? You know, what's the proper limit? That's up to you and your family. You know, there's no correct thing to say, if that makes sense, Quentin. Uh, it is tough. It is a very, very tough balance. I feel like I do it pretty well. Uh, there's several people that say I do it terribly. So, finding that balance between work, family, trapping, it's a fine one. Very, very fine one. It is, Ruger. It's very tough. Not always easy by any means, but You're a full-time stay-at-home dad. I have two stepdaughters and a baby boy due in December. Quentin, be very thankful, my man. That's awesome. That's awesome. How old are your stepdaughters, if you don't mind me asking? Old or just older, younger? What 6 and 8? Okay, so yeah, you're my daughter just turned 7, so I'm right in between there. But actually, today she turned 7, so it's uh, so I adopted my son when he was 8 years old. Uh, I know that line to walk with stepkids. It's a little tougher. I was just gonna say. I told my wife when my daughter turned 7. I said, "And going on 18," because that's how she is. Uh, it's it's tough, man. Ruger, it is. That's a tough balance. My mom's going through some pretty serious health issues right now, and we're trying to deal with that as a family. And it's so much stuff that goes on, especially with that blue collar guy. It's just tough. It's hard. Uh, but Quentin, I know, you know, my boy. I raised him like my own, and I'm so proud of him, and he's grown so much. Uh, it's pretty cool. He's gonna accomplish. Like he's going to school for engineering here in 2 years. Pretty proud of him. It's gonna be pretty awesome. But it's just tough. There's so much stuff going on. Hey, pops, I will. I'll probably hear from her tomorrow because she's at the in-laws tonight with Jen. So yeah, Don, me too. Right, Quentin. I get that. I get that. It's just a very, very fine line to walk, buddy. Oh shoot. I'll probably bring these muzzle loaders over tomorrow. Probably before we go out again tomorrow, pops. Yeah, depends what time I get off work tomorrow, but yeah. Yeah, Quentin, that's all you can do, bud. Be the best you can. Support them when you can. It's a fine line when they're not yours biologically with discipline. I found that out very quickly. Smoke pole. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Rigger? What is smoke pole? All right, I'll probably be over. I'll probably tomorrow's gonna be very slow, so I'll probably get off by noon. Might do some scouting. I'll probably try to be there by 2. Ah, okay, Rigger. Got it. Now I get you. Well, that goes till Sunday. So we've got, was it 5 days? Yeah, 5 days. And I'm going tomorrow night. My boys got church. Thursday night, me and my boy are going out. Friday night, me and my boy are going out. Saturday at the Bloomfield event. He's either go out on his own or stay home. And then Sunday we'll go out. So 5 more tags to fill. I'm pretty excited for it though. Yeah, pops. I've heard smoke pull before, but I didn't even think about it. Didn't even ring a bell, and it should have. I didn't even know this sucker was in here. It's even got cobwebs on it. The one shed antler I've ever found. See, out at the duck hunting spot last night. Seen a few geese flying to the pond, a few ducks. Oh, cool, Quentin. That's awesome. Yeah, Ruger. I'm very pumped for it. Not sure if I showed you, if you were in here when I showed it or not, but I'm sitting at right at 108 pounds of meat. Um, this is 65 of it. That's just the loins, the roast, um, the football roast, and just any other roast I got out of it, as well as the hearts. But yeah, we're sitting at 40 some of meat to grind for jerky and burger. So yeah, Ruger, I'm happy with it. Bang stick, yeah, right. Quentin, you've never shot a duck? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, pops, that's cool. I'll tell you what, I really love this early muzzleloader. It's a lot of fun. If we can get on a couple more fields, that sounds like we're going to next few days. We're gonna limit out. So yeah, William, we process pretty much everything ourselves. Uh, all that grind, I'm gonna get with my dad when we're all done hunting. Whatever we end up with, hopefully it's 100 pound of ground meat. Uh, we'll get that taken care of, and I mean I don't know what we ended up with for roast, but we had 10 packages of loin, 10 meals of loin, and I want to say 14 of roast, 14 roasts, and then 3 heart. Yeah, we got plenty of meat here, so I'm pumped for it. William, I pretty much keep it straight. Most of it goes into either jerky with the seasoning and preservatives, obviously, or we'll do like taco meat with it, which is really good. If I was making burgers, I'd have to mix it with something. Ruger, this is what blew me away. I did not know this at all. But when yesterday, when I took 2 does, my boy hit one that we couldn't find. They were in the field with the combine at 1 o'clock. We went in there at 4 o'clock. It's actually probably closer to 5. We got there at his place at 4. It's probably a quarter till 5. Deer were flowing in. I did not realize that could happen. So it was pretty cool. Yeah, pops. I got almost all the meat here. I think all of it actually. Quentin, I used to be that way. We hunted first season shotgun for years, but we lost all our ground, lost all our people, and it kind of forced us to switch things up. Yeah, hunting stuff. You got to throw some fat in there. You got to throw some pork or something in there. Ruger acorns are like very very heavy this year for us. Very heavy. Sloppy gel grind. Right, right. Exactly, Dan. And that's kind of what it is. We'll make um we'll throw some in the pan and throw some taco seasoning in there for tacos and pops. I think I got all that grind that we froze at your place. I think I got it here. Yeah, I get it, Quentin, for sure, for sure. Yeah, I get it. I get it, Rigger. 100%, buddy. 100%. If we're making actual like hamburgers, the deer is so lean it doesn't stick together. You got to add some fat or something to it. But for us making taco meat or beef burgers, sloppy joes, Dan said, it's just yeah, we're good with that. Don't take much. It don't take much. We're pretty easy, but yeah, we'll do deer literally 3 meals a week. Deer's a very staple food for us. So, Jenks, how we doing, buddy? Got in here just when we're about to close things down. Not quite yet, but we're getting there. A lot of work to do these next few days. Unbelievable amount of work before Saturday, but we'll get there. We will get there. We always find a way to do it. So, yeah, exactly, Dan. Yeah, bacon ends, for sure. That'll add enough fat to it. Oh, Quentin, yeah, deer loin. Oh, that's huge for me. That's huge for me. Uh, we'll do, yeah. If we have the deer to do it, we'll do loin twice a week and a roast. Um, in 7 days, and yeah, I, deer's huge for us. And I've gotten into arguments with people actually online that say you're better off to just go buy beef when it's on sale for $3 a pound. No way. We got 108 pounds of deer with 3 deer tags, which was $100. Even if you add a whole tank of fuel for $70, you know, you're still talking $1.50 a pound at the highest. So right, Quentin. Right, right. But we're gonna be a lot of here, guys. Yeah, gotta work tomorrow. Gonna be a long day. As soon as I get off work, we're scouting and then we're hunting. So, but meat in the freezer. Get ready for this 1,000 in a week. It's gonna be crazy. So, Ruger, the first one's like 33. Your second one's like 33, and then everything after that is 15. So we get about, I would say, average of 35 pounds of meat off every deer. And if you average your tags out to even say 25, you're doing pretty well. Yeah, Jenks, absolutely, buddy. Message me or give me a call for sure. All right, thanks for stopping in, Pops. Thanks for stopping in, Jeff. Everybody, it's been fun. Dominion, Quentin, uh, y'all take care. We got a few big days ahead of us. My evenings are free to hunt or to map trapping ground, get ready for trapping this next 7 days because the wife's gone. Things are gonna get crazy. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. Y'all take care, and we will catch you next time. Thanks, guys. It's always a lot of fun. Love doing these lives.